What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Splitgate 2 is changing. The developers over at 1047 Games are going to be taking Splitgate 2 in a new bold direction. They outlined massive changes to this game in a recent community update. And honestly, I applaud them for their transparency, and I applaud them for this risk, because what they're doing is risky. Nothing is guaranteed, and hopefully, this decision propels them to future success. So let's dive into it. To the Splitgate community, we believe in Splitgate 2. This game means everything to us. It's been our life for almost 10 years, starting in our dorm room, and we're more committed than ever to delivering the incredible experience you deserve. We've heard your feedback and we agree with you. We launched too early. We had ambitious goals with Splitgate 2, and in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off more than we could chew. We rushed certain features, made some bonehead mistakes, and most importantly, we didn't give you the polished, portal-filled mayhem you fell in love with. So we're going back to beta. We'll be heads down until early next year, rebuilding major parts of the game to capture the spirit of what made Splitgate so special. That means reworking progression from the ground up, adding more portals to our maps, simplifying monetization, refocusing on classic game modes you've been asking for, and more. We'll be sharing soon. Now more than ever, we need your help. We're returning not just to our roots in what we build, but in how we build it, with you. That means more playtests, more surveys, more listening, and truly being community first. Our goal is to combine the DNA of the first game with the best improvements from the second. So there's a lot to dissect here, and I think everyone's biggest takeaway is that this game is moving back to beta. Something we don't see very often, if ever. Like, I couldn't tell you the last game that I played that went from beta to full release back to beta. But I think it's the right decision for Splitgate 2. It allows them to test out a lot more features and allows them to release this game in a more completed state. I think it's the right decision. But my takeaway from everything that was said within this statement is that actions speak louder than words. They took accountability for some of their mistakes. They understand the role transparency plays in making the best game possible. They also want to be community focused, community first. These are all aspects I believe in as well. The difference is I need to see some follow through. It's great to say it. It's great to say we're going to be community first. It's great to say you take accountability for your mistakes. It's great to say all these words, but you need to follow through with them. So now more than ever, I think there's going to be a little bit more scrutiny with this game. Because you've said, hey, we made mistakes in the past, we're going to try to right the ship. If you come out again and make similar mistakes, they're not going to be accepted. We're not going to be able to gloss over them. They're going to be highlighted even more because you said you learned from your past mistakes. Same thing goes if you ignore the community. If you're not trying to build a community first game, we're going to take note of that because you said you wanted to focus on it. This isn't me trying to be negative and sucking the air out of the room. It's just me being honest. I don't like being lied to. I really hope they follow through with these promises because to me, this is exactly what we need in this space. We need games that are built for and by the community. It's great to get a bunch of community feedback. You're not going to please everyone, and I don't expect a game to ever do that. I think what this game needs to do is be more like Splitgate and try to be less like Halo with portals. I know that's the simplistic version of what they were going for, but I think what they need to do is lean into being Splitgate. Get rid of things like classes and really focus on being an arena shooter. That's what they need to do. And for them to succeed in that, they need to listen to what we have to say. Maybe I'm not the guy you listen to, and I'm totally fine with that. But I think as a consensus from this community, it's important to listen to us. And right away, when they said they're going to add more portals, that means that, hey, they are listening to the feedback. Because I know a lot of core Splitgate fans were disappointed that the map design didn't really incorporate portals the same way they did in Splitgate 1. So yeah, lean more into what makes you special, what makes you unique. Don't try to compete with Call of Duty and Battlefield with classes and these other aspects and elements of the gameplay. Lean into what makes Splitgate special. That's going to allow more players to fall in love with your unique way of playing an FPS shooter. That's my take though. Now, the other thing I do want to focus on here, and I know some other people have talked about it, is the monetization side of things. Right out of the gate, the monetization was outlandish to begin with, right? Like it was like $80 or $90 for some cosmetics, and now they've been like discounted to like $40. But even then, that idea and that concept is extremely flawed. And frankly, I just don't think that that's a good idea for any type of free-to-play game. Any game in general. Cosmetics should never be that expensive. They should be accessible to every player. And frankly, I don't think the best way to recoup your development costs is to do it with overpriced cosmetics. Like if some of the cosmetics were like $5 or $10, I would have thrown Splitgate 2 some money. I would have given money to 1047 Games because I like what they're trying to do, but not when things are costing $30 or $40. I just can't justify that, especially with the state the game was in when it launched. So it's going to take some time to get this game to where it needs to be to relaunch again. And hopefully when it does, it'll be in such a strong state that it's going to be able to bring players in from everywhere and really be the game that we want it to be, that we were hoping for. So I will still play this game regardless of if it's in beta or at full release. I will be following along with what they're trying to change and adapt and improve upon, because I want to see this game do well. I want to see 1047's vision come to life, and I want a community-first game to succeed, because I think that that idea is actually really intelligent and should be how games are focused. They're just not that way anymore. But with all of this positivity, unfortunately, we do have to mention, or I have to mention, the sad part about this is that 1047 Games did do another round of layoffs, probably in direct response to them going back to beta. And I never want to see people lose their jobs, especially people that are working on indie projects like this. It's not like 1047 Games is working under Ubisoft or EA or Activision. No, they're their own development studio that was built by two guys in a dorm room. So this isn't trimming the fat so the CEOs and the executives can make more money. It's honestly so Splitgate 2 can survive. And I just feel bad for people, because I'm sure they were hardworking developers that wanted to follow through on the vision that 1047 Games had. So that's my feelings on that. It's kind of a somber note to end this video on, but I would have felt bad if I didn't mention it. So to finish up this video, I just want to hear from you guys down below in that comment section. How do you feel about this decision by 1047 Games? Do you think it's the right decision? Do you think that they bit off more they could chew, that, like they said, or do you really just not care and you've kind of given up on Splitgate 2, and regardless of what happens, you're not really going to go back to it? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.